Get ready to rumble. Welcome to Smart Options Plus. This is going to be in collaboration with the original owners of Verified Crypto Traders. We're going to bring you the best service available and real knowledge of how markets work. Anyway, enjoy. As I've stated before, we have real legislation in the United States that is going to push crypto to the forefront, and prices are going to upward simply because of the fact that Bitcoin should really be above 200K by now. And with all the legislation and all the money that's going to be flowing into it, it's going to be there in a short period of time. One of the primary reasons is because of the inflation that we're experiencing in the United States. Even if Trump does stupid shit, which he's likely to do, the inflation is going to go over and devalue the dollar. As the dollar devalues, the administration is basically going to inflate assets like gold, as you've seen, and stocks and everything, because the dollar is becoming worth less, and that'll offset some of the trade around the world as well. Now with Smart Options Plus, one of the things that I'm going to do is explain the macro and the micro of how they work with the technicals, and I'm going to go in depth in the channel with this. It's going to be very educational. I'll also go into these altcoins and some of the technicals, or the micro technicals I should call them, and how to correctly trade them, which will be extremely useful, especially to degenerate gamblers. If you're going to trade them, at least trade them the right way, is the way that I'll say it. So that's going to be part of the service. Anyway, on to the video. Hope you enjoy it, and here you go. As you know, as I previously mentioned, we're going to be switching over to Smart Options Plus, and this is going to be a new service with the original creators of Verified Crypto Traders. I'm going to go back to partnership with them. This person's never failed me. He's always been there 100%, so he is a good person to partner with. And I've been asked about this. We're going back into a bull market, so I guess the timing is also good. So, okay, just to let you know. Now I'm going to do a quick video, and I'm going to run through a bunch of different coins, including Bitcoin that you see right here, because we had the breakout that I told you about on and on about this was likely to happen, and where are we going to go from here. Nothing has changed. 128K is the first level. The upper 128K range, so right in here. That's what we're looking at. Here's your breakout. At some point, could we go back down to this level? Sure. That's very possible, but that's what we're looking for, 128K, the mid to upper level of the 128K range, and we'll see what happens when we get there. I have nothing to do. You know, I've been 100% long since what was my last, all the short hedges that I had. I've been 100% long right since the 83K range, right around there. So I'm just holding and waiting. And 128K is the most logical. And then from there, we'll see if we do any short hedges. All right, now Ethereum. Now Ethereum, I had a short hedge. This was the level. Let me go over and bring up the other chart because that shows it better of the trades. I had a short hedge right at the target level right up here. This was likely to become resistance, and it did. And I exited half of it right down here at 2200 when Trump was doing all his tariff announcements and all of this. And then I put a trailing stop on it and exited the rest right here at the upper 2500 range, right close to the 2580 mark, 70s in there. And this was a great trade, and it's the only one that was worth hedging. If you remember on my previous video, it's not worth hedging Bitcoin. Bitcoin has too much upside. This one had more volatility. I have made so many great trades on Ethereum, just technically. that this was a great opportunity to look for numbers to go all the way back down here if Trump did something stupid. But he didn't. And he actually has been playing the line kind of correctly. I hate to give him credit, but he hasn't done anything incredibly stupid. Let's just put it that way. He still does stupid things. But I think he's learning. He's even learning on Ukraine, which is blowing my mind. So, maybe we'll give him a little credit. God forbid, I don't like what he's doing with the ICE and everything else, but you know what? I can't be completely... when he does things right, he does them right. What he does for crypto, everything's moving in the right direction. All right, so you have this hedge. This is completely off. The next level up is going to be all the way up here. As I've mentioned, the 4,000 range. Once you break out of this pattern here, we have numbers that go much higher. I'll discuss the bigger targets in the next video. Anyway, let's go on to XRP. XRP breakout. All you have to do is draw a trend line right here. Boom, 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 boom. You see that breakout? Just like with the rest of them, we've spiked all the way up, and all we have to do is take out the highs and keep on going. I had great trades on this. You guys remember, this is its support zone right down here, right around this 88 to the 1 break 0 range. This made sense from the patterns. So this has been holding the line right here around that $2 range, that low $2 range, and finally broke out, and now it's taking off. There's many of them that will join it. Now, the next one is one of my favorites that I've always traded, and you can remember this back in the day when it was in the teens, in the mid-teen range, in the 14 range. It went all the way up to almost 300. Well, this is lagging a little bit here. This was its previous buy range right here, if you remember the target zone. I told you about that. I bought some of this when it dropped to this level down here. Not enough because it has such a great range. I probably should have, but I've been putting most of my money in Bitcoin. The next one besides Solana is SUI. My absolute favor. This is probably ahead of Solana. Because of the fact that SUI has a lot of interest in it. And I think this one's going to go over and really break out to the upside and hit numbers all the way up to close to that $8 range. So I'm looking for this one to really, excuse me, to take off. It hit its target. And again, just like with Solana, I went over and bought. I had orders waiting right for here. It hit its technical target perfectly. And I do mean perfectly. In the past, you know where I was a buyer from and the great profitability that we had. But I didn't buy a lot of this. But I bought a whole basket of these. So SUI right here, one of my favorites besides Solana. I would say it's a little bit ahead of Solana. So I would say that was number 4. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and then SUI, and then Solana. But they're like neck and neck. The next one down from there is Avalanche. Now, I love Avalanche, and I think this one has the most upside potential going. This one's got numbers that just from the technical perspective of the pattern that you have here, from here to there to down to here to here to here. It's likely to go right to the $40 range. So that's an easy double right there. This is a free ride in the making. You have nothing until you hit this target level right up here. Okay. So let's go over and put that red line right there. Boom. This is what I would be looking for. The very minimum was in the 32 range as possible resistance. You can see the 2.12 right here. But I wouldn't even look at that. I would be really looking for a double on this, and this one's going to probably spring loaded, is going to start to rocket up. This was perfectly found support. All right, besides that, I mentioned, I haven't mentioned yet, is Link. Link, look at this one. This one went over and based right down here, went right down to the support zone down here. This is another one of my favorites that I've traded for years. Again, its target is in the 27 range from the 15. Now, on a percentage basis, maybe not as much upside as the one we just looked at, but still very high. And it could break out to the upside and keep going higher. I would look for that in the future. Remember, Bitcoin is at all-time highs. All right, so this is important. So Avalanche might be a little bit better technically and on a percentage basis, but this is also a very good one. So Link is still in the basket of ones that I like. Now, I mentioned SUI. There's its little brother that is really spiked up here, and this is one that we've been waiting on forever, and it's taken forever. This one also has numbers that go all the way back to the 50 range, and it was a great buy when it was breaking down and just consolidating. Created this little wedge right here. It's consolidation wedge. Let's make that blue. Oops. And draw another trend line. All right. Remember the points right here. And you just look at the geometry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breakout. And then support tests. And then continues upward. Fantastic. Great technical trade to the upside. I would look for big things for this to also double in price. Now the next one beyond that is also a favorite of mine, is the Graph. And this one is also spring-loaded, technically fantastic. All we have to do is draw a trend line right from here to here. Boom. It's broken through right here. Now it has plenty of upside to go over and catch numbers that go all the way back to the 25 cents range and above. So this zone right up here, this is an easy double. This one technically is really more spring-loaded, so you could see a bigger move on this. Don't be surprised. Outside of that, I was asked about GME. GME, the only problem that I have with GME, I'm a big believer in, is Ryan Cohen, it seems. He's just using Bitcoin to go over and try to boost his stock, but he didn't follow through. And he was actually looking to go over and buy Bitcoin at lower numbers. You don't try to go over and figure out what price Bitcoin is going to go down to at the bottom. The 100K range could be the likely bottom now. So he's going to have to pay up, or else he's not going to get the benefits and pump the price. He's got all this cash on hand, is not buying Bitcoin. He only stopped at 500 million, which is a lot, but come on, give me a break. The only reason his company is doing well is because of people that are trading it against hedge funds. But there's still a good chance that maybe he'll commit and blow this through the roof. We got numbers that go all the way back to the 60s, and I would say new highs. That's right. So that's what I'm looking at on there. Now the last one I'm going to go over and talk to you about is silver. Silver technically had its breakout. It's gone above the first target in the 36 that I had from way back in the day. If you remember when we crashed all the way down here and I said, this is free money. Well, it was. Great investment. 52 is this 51, the upper 51, the 52 range is what you're looking at from here. And that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, remember that we are now switching over to SmartOptions Plus, and exciting things to come from there, because I'm going to go into trading small ranges and different pairs. So you will likely enjoy. I'll even go into some of the gambling degenerate trades and try to trade them correctly instead of the garbage that you get out there in all these signal channels, which they trade like crap. I don't have to say anything because you've seen my videos from 2017. Control your emotions, get rid of your emotions actually, and learn how to be profitable. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.